Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn how to place, modify, cancel orders through Python programming. Here we are using Zerodha broker for placing the orders through APIs. Okay. Mm, So if you are first time watching this video, I would suggest to go through the first video. I also provide the link in the description box below. If you, without watching the previous video, it's difficult to understand what is going here. So first, please watch the previous video and then only come to this place. And okay, the today content we are going to cover. So earlier session, what we learned how to log into Zerodha broker from your algo and getting the access token, right? So after logging, so what should happen? So I implemented some sample page. Let's redirect to some other page within our algo where you'll see some start algo button. On clicking start algo button, we'll do some operations like placing orders, modify, placing SL orders and canceling the stuff, etc. Okay, and you should have some little bit knowledge about multi-threading. So I'll explain what is multi-threading in Python while working through the code. Okay, and what we do after initializing. After getting the access token, when you start algo button, so what we do, we'll fetch instruments. So we're not going to use the instrument data in this video, but it will be useful in future. For now, just know that at the time of starting algo, we'll just fetch all the instruments data from the broker. And we'll learn how to get the current market price of any trading symbol. And after getting the current market price, we'll try to place orders and placing a sell order, then modifying the existing order, then canceling the order. This is the content going to be looked into for today's session. Let's go through the code. Okay, I don't have any PPT. This is the PPT content. That's it. We'll see all of the things in through code. Okay. And showing demo in live market. Anyways, after explaining the code, I'll show you how to run and how the program is placing the orders in live market. Okay, let me check. Okay, let's go to the code. So here in this session, I have added another JSON file, system JSON file here. So here what I'm doing is I'm just configuring the what is our home URL. In our case, we are running the application on localhost with the 8080 port. This will be the home URL. So this will use across application wherever it's required. I will show that. And if you come to the source code part, we have main.py, right? So this you already saw in the previous session, but I updated with some few more things like get system config here and start algo. This is a new function, and threading and time logging. These are the new things, and these instruments, etc. Okay. So let's see. So as I shown in the previous session, right? Here what I've been going to do is I'm just initializing some logging stuff here. So instead of print statement, what I'm going to use, we'll be using like logging, logging dot info, something like that. Yeah, this will be. So what I'm doing, I'm just initializing the logging stuff here. So setting them some format and some date format. Basically, while printing each log, I just want to show that the date, okay, timestamp, current timestamp in this format, year, month, date, and hour, minute, second, right? So whenever you do use logging dot info, logging dot some debug, whatever, so along with the log print, in the first place you will see the timestamp and then the actual log message. So this will be the parameter. This is the timestamp and then the message. Okay. Let's see, and as explained in the previous module, we'll get the server config and we'll get the port number from there, and we'll just use Flask to start our server here. Okay, let's say we're starting the server here, and what are the new APIs I implemented here? Okay, this is a new API added. APIs algo start. So after successful login, what I'm doing is we'll try to redirect user to, instead of index.html page, we'll try to some another page. What this contains, index underscore logged.html. This logged in HTML contains the code. We'll just show some start algo button here. Okay, when user clicks on start algo button, what we'll do? We'll call the API on the local host APIs algo start. So when you call this API from the browser in main.api, where it is here, so this REST API will be called. This is actually using the post request. Okay, instead of GET, we are actually using the post request. Of course, we are not sending any data from the browser, but for the safer side, we are using post request. When you come here, we'll do some stuff. Okay, what we are going to do here. So in this case, what I'm going to do is, when you start algo, right? So ideally, what we do, we going to do so much of operations, right? Let's say the operations can take 1 minute, 2 minutes, or even hours, right? So in this case, what you have to do is, you are not going to do all the operation then respond to the browser, right? So we have to do this algo process in the background. So what does it mean? I'll just start some background thread here, okay, and let it keep doing its job, and immediately, without blocking the API call, what I do, I'll just respond to the browser, which I called the API, with some redirect here. Here, after starting the algo, I'm just redirecting the browser to some other. I'm just sending the URL to be redirected after starting the algo. I'm just sending in the JSON body. This is the redirect and home URL. So in this URL is just nothing but home URL only. This home URL I'm taking system config home URL. This is nothing but this one, this URL, and then appending some query parameters. Algo started equal true. So when now what the browser do? Browser actually try to redirect to this home URL with query param algo started true. So when you do that algo started true, we again launch to the home page URL. Here we go to, in this case, algo start and algo started true. Then I'm redirected to the. So sorry, I'm sending this template data to the user after starting the algo. What exactly this contains? Index underscore algo started. This contains nothing. Actually, I'm just displaying stop algo. I implement the function, but I'm not going to use this. We'll see how we're going to use in the later session. May not require that, but so this page simply this is the commented code. I'm not using that. So algo is running. Okay, this page actually shows you algo is running. Let's see what are the things. What are the things after algo start? So as I said, we are going to use multi-threading in Python. So this is how we have a threading module. We just import the threading module here. Import threading. Okay, and I'm just defining thread new thread here. So what exactly the target is nothing but this thread will call the start algo function. So how to start the thread? When you call the x.start, so the thread will be forked, a new thread will be forked, and it will start running in the background. So immediately you are, without blocking the caller, the API caller, so it's just responding to the user immediately. Okay, and here in the background, that start algo will start executing. So what is this start algo? This start algo is coming from, there is an algo module. I added start algo. Okay, so if you go to the algo file .py file here, so here I implemented the function start algo. So what all things we need here? So what exactly this start algo does? First, we fetch all the instruments from the broker by calling the instrument API. So then after that, these are the operations we are going to perform here. One is getting the current market price. Okay, this is the exchange, NSE exchange, and here I'm going to use SBN symbol for demo. This is a trading symbol. Okay, we'll get the current market price of the SBIN symbol. So what I'm going to do is limit price. I just want to place order for SBI with not instead of the current market price. I'm going to place buy order for 1% lesser than the market price. Last trade by minus last trade by 1% less. This limit price is nothing but 1. But if you just get the value of limit price, you check that is not supported by the NSE, because we have some supported prices for NSE. Like we do round up to, let's say, 213.67 you got, right? When you do this, we need to round up to 213.60 or 213.65, 213.7, something like that. It will be like 0.05 different. So then only the value is supported. If you just send the value whatever you got from here, that is not going to be supported. You will get an error, right? So for that, I have written some util function here, utils function. Inside utils, I written round to NSE price. Okay, if you go to utils file, round to NSE price. So what are the price you're sending? This is how you need to convert the input price to the supported NSE price. If it is, let's say, 213.67, so you have to convert it to 213.65. If it is 213.69, you are going to convert it to 213.70. So this is how we do round price to, first I am rounding up to 2 decimal places, multiply by 220 and taking the ceiling of the resultant value x and storing it in a y value, and when you divide it by 20 again, the resultant value, you are going to get the supported price for NSE. So you can check the how it works by, you can check some math calculator functions, etc. And see, I'm not going to explain how it works, but you will get the ultimate price. Let's 213.65, 213.70. So what are the difference of 0.05? Okay. Now I'll going to the algo. Sorry, algo started. Fetch instrument. Okay, here I forgot to. In fetch instrument, I have written this separate inside this instrument py module. So what all you need basically for fetching instrument? You need kite, right? So we already logged in to the kite. Okay. So fetch instruments, you need to pass the kite object. So from the kite object, I'm just going to call kite.instrument. I'm just going to get all the instrument of NSE only, not BSE or any other exchange, right? So I'm doing some operations. I'm not going to explain what I'm doing here, but since we are not going to use it for now, let's see. Just we fetch all the instruments and fetching instrument done. Instrument count and displaying it. Let's say forget about this for now. Okay. And inside algo we fetch the instrument and we fetch the current market price. Okay. From where we are getting the current market price. Current market price, I have written some separate module here, quotes.py, right? I written the function. So you need to get the kite object, right? You already logged in, right? Get the kite object, call the kite quote, and just pass the trading symbol. So in this case, the trading symbol should be consists of exchange the trading symbol. So here this one I am taking care in algo.py while passing get CMP. Okay. From this you will get all the data of the code of this particular symbol. Okay. So inside that you have a like trading symbol key. This will be like an SE colon SBI. For that particular symbol, there are multiple data, right? Like open, close, high, and some depth, etc. But we don't need all of this. I'm interested in knowing only the last price. So I'm just taking the last price and returning to this function. So here, when you call from algo.py start algo, so basically we initialize the instruments and we fetched all the instruments. We're not going to use that for now. Here what I'm going to do is get CMP exchange trading symbol. Exchange NSE trading symbol SBN. When I call this, I'm going to get the current market price. I'm going to display that. Then I'm going to place some buy order for 1% lesser than the current market price. So I have calculated the limit prices like this. Some raw limit price, then rounding it out to NSE supported price. Some quantity, I'm just defining quantity 1, direction long trade, we're going to place order. Okay. I have written the orders module where I have written place order, modify order, cancel order, and place a sell order stop. Here I'm going to pass trading symbol, limit price, quantity, direction to this place order. Once order is successful, this will give me the original order ID, and I'm going to display that original order ID here. Now if you go to the orders module, right, these all are from orders module. Place order, modify order, place a sell order, cancel order. What I implemented here in orders PY. Let's go to. So these are supported order types in Zerodha. So how to use in here? Here place order. These are the parameters passed by the start algo method. Here I am calling the kite. Okay, kite is nothing but you have to get the kite object, which is a valid object, because since you already logged in, you will get the valid kite object for your broker account. Okay. Now I'm going to place order. This is a parameter you pass, variety regular order, NSE exchange. This is a trading symbol. Here in this case, we are going to pass the trading symbol as it is. We are not going to pass exchange prefixed symbol here because we are passing the exchange separately here NSE. Okay, we just need the SBN or NP or Tata Steel, something like that. And what is the transaction time? So I'm passing the direction long. If the long is direction is long, then I am going to use this kite dot transaction type buy. Okay, else I am going to use kite dot transaction type sell. Okay, now quantity. What are the quantity passed from there? And the price, that is nothing but in this case the price passed from the, assume this limit price. Product, in this tutorial we are just going to work on only MIS orders, right? So this is product MIS. And order type, what is here I am going to use limit order. So just call this, and after successful you will see this log order ready. This order ready we will place. So what is the modify order? So in this example what I am going to do, we are going to place order 1% from the current market price. Okay, then anyhow the order is not going to fill right immediately. So what we will do, after some time we will change our order using this modify order to some current market price, so that the order will be filled immediately. Okay. So here what I am interested in, the parameter I am passing the new price, new quantity. Okay. In case of modifier, again get the kite handle of your account for which the session is logged in, and modify order, call that function, then variety regular. So here you need to specify which order you are going to modify. You pass that order ready. If quantity is given greater than 0, then what I am doing is I am passing the quantity. Okay. Else if the price is given new price, I am just assigning the new price, else none. Okay. So this function will modify the order. And here I am just writing this place SL order separately. Actually it's same as the place order only, but the parameters you are going to use are different here. Okay. So it will be same here. The calling function I am specifying the trigger price and quantity direction, right? So these are the same as place order still here. So only thing is, instead of price field you need to use trigger underscore price. Okay, what is the price you get to this function? I'm going to assign the trigger price to this trigger price, correct? Then product, the same MIS orders I'm going to use. Order type. So in this case for SL order, I'm going to use SL market order. I told you right what are the supported order types here. So this is the thing: type market, order type limit, order type SLM, SLM. So in case of place of SL order, I'm going to use order type SL market. Okay, when you'll see this message in the logs when order is placed with the order ID. Then the cancel ID is very simple. Again, you get the kite handle of your account session, then call the cancel order. Just pass the order ID here and regular, variety regular, that's it. Okay, done. Now going to the algo.py here. So what I am going to do is explain the what are all the things we are going to do inside the order module, right? So here what I am going to do is, this is the direction long place order. First place your order with trading symbol SBN, limit price. This is limit price is nothing but 1% lesser than the current market price quantity. So original order placed. Okay, you can see the order in the broker terminal. I will show you that in live demo. So what I am doing, let's wait for 10 seconds and then modify this order, original order ID. What I am doing is modified original order ID. This order ID I am going to modify with new price. What is the new price here? This is nothing but last traded price. Okay, the current market price. Okay, right. So it may be filled in 10 seconds, or after some time it will be filled because you are going to place near the market, right? Now then again I am going to sleep. Okay, this time module I am using here to sleep. Okay, wait for 10 seconds something. So we again wait for 10 seconds, sleep. Then what I am calculating the SL price. SL price is nothing but what is the current market price, this new price into 1 by 100. Okay, this is nothing but your limit price minus 1% lesser. So SL price is 1% lesser than your executed price. Again, what are the value you're getting from here? It won't be supported by the NSE price, so we need to round to NSE supported price. You'll get some like 652, 53, 530, something like that. So it's the price. So what is the direction here? So if your original order or direction is long, then this will be short. If original order is short, then this will be long. Okay. If direction is long, this SL direction will be short. If direction is short, your SL direction will be long. That's why I'm just calculating here what is the direction here. And then place, call this function, place SL order ready, trading symbol, SL price, we calculate here, quantity, the same quantity I'm going to use across all the orders. and the SL direction. Here we calculated what is the SL direction based on the original direction. Just reverse to the original direction, nothing else. And logging info, once if SL order is successful, you'll see this message, SL order ID done. Okay. Now after placing the SL order, I am again waiting for the 10 seconds. So here I am going to place a target order. This target order is nothing but your execute order plus 2% above it. Okay. And again you have to convert to the NSE supported price target. Then what is the target direction? If your original direction is long, then target direction is short. If original is short, then target direction is long. Okay, simple. Now while calling the target, we don't have any separate function for place target order, right? Because it's same as original, it's same as the original order, but with the different parameters. Trading symbol, the target price is different here, quantity is one, and target direction. So in original direction, while placing original direction, you used long direction. In this case, you are going to use short direction, just opposite of whatever your original direction. We are going to call the same place order. So here your target order will be placed and we'll get the target order ID and we'll display that on the console. So just for demonstration, how to cancel the order. So in this case, anyhow our target is not going to fill. So what I am going to do, I'll wait 10 more seconds and then I'll cancel the target order ID. Okay, that all we'll see on the in the broker terminal in Kite. Okay, so once cancel, then algo is done executing all the this check your orders and positions in your broker terminal. Okay, this is how we are going to do. Okay, now I explained it, so just let me repeat. What I'm going to do is first you will be launched into the home page. Where is the home page? Okay, this is the home page. So initially there is no parameters passed. Okay, we will directly show the user index.html where you will have the login to broker button, right? When you click the login to broker button, you will be redirected to the broker session. You logged in and you will again redirect back to the this home page, but this time with the parameter logged in as true. So in this case, we are going to redirect the user again to the index.loggedin.html page where we'll show the start algo button, right? So from where it is handled, this logged in is where if you go to the Jira.py. So after successful login, we have this request token and we login successful, right? So here I am going to redirect the user to this home URL and then logged in true value. Okay, this home URL is nothing but we got from system config here config from config import get user config get system config, right? So I'm just taking the system config from the file. So this is the home URL and plus I'm appending login equal true. So I'm redirecting the user browser to this URL. So what the browser will do? So the browser again redirect to the our home page with this value. So when this is called in main py, we again launch in the home page, but this time this if condition will be executed. We'll go into the index login page where we'll show the start algo button, right? So when you click on the start algo button, what will happen? This API will be called. So what we are going to start some functionality, the algo functionality in the background thread. We are not blocking the caller of API. Okay, we just send this order to the browser. Okay, we started the algo. You just go to this redirect URL. Okay, in this case we are sending the algo started. Okay, now what the browser will do? Browser again redirect to logged in page. Again you launch here home page, but this time with algo started, right? When algo started, we are going to render index algo started HTML. So this one will show, we just nothing, we just show algo is running, that's it. So algo will do all the background in the background, that's it. We are not going to interact with the browser on the your page and basically. So when the start algo is done, so it will just fetch the instrument, get CMP of the SBN symbol and place order, place a sell order, wait for some other token, place target and wait for some more time for 10 seconds and then cancel the target order. That's how this is the code. Okay, you can go through the different modules and understand the code, how it's being implemented. Now let's go to live demo. Okay, this is the code is already there. Let's start. Can I make it bigger? I don't know. Edit. I don't know what are the properties. Grabovas medium. Okay. No. No, yes. Oh, sorry. This is cursor size. Font 20. 24. Okay. Okay, just for viewing purpose, I just made it bigger. Now, I'm just going to start the Python program, py main.py. Okay, our server started at 8080 port, our algo server started. We are using Flask here. So now this is active. Now what we are going to do is go to the browser, localhost 8080, go to the home. Now we have not yet logged in. So what I'm going to do, click on the login to broker button, right? But this time what I'm going to do is that option login to Kite Weball. So if you click this option, so when you open the Kite 0.com in a separate tab, you don't have to log in again. The same session will be used. The same session through your API key and API secret will be used. If you don't check in this, every time you click on start login to broker, every time you have to go through this complete login flow. If you click this, even if you when next time if you click on the start login to broker button, so it won't ask you all these things because the session is already there. You are automatically redirected with a valid session to the algo. Okay, so since I'm not logged in, I'm just going to log in here. Check this checkbox. This will actually save time. If you check the checkbox, logged in, redirect into the our algo, right? So as I shown you, instead of earlier we have login to broker button, right? Now we have start algo button. So this time what the program did, it has rendered logged in this page. Now what we provide a start algo button here. When you click on the start algo button, we are going to call this API of the algo. API is algo start. So when you call the API, so the corresponding code from the main API will be executed. This code will be executed. That is nothing but starting a background thread of algo and just redirect the user immediately to with some redirect URL header. So before clicking start algo button, let's open kite.0.com. Okay. I already have some executed orders for testing purpose. I was testing today. For now, just ignore these all executed orders. We'll see the new orders coming into when the algo actually start working, right? Let me click on the start algo button. So what it will do, the algo is running, we got successful response here. Now if you go to here, see, the order is placed with one quantity. I told you, right, the current market price minus 1% to 13.2. So after 10 seconds, I'm going to change to the, see, the order is changed again to 15.35 immediately. Right, after 10 seconds, we'll place the SL order. Okay. See, SL order placed 213.2 from the current market price. This is still not executed. Let's see if it executes original order. And after 10 seconds, again we'll place a target order. Okay. See, target order placed, that is 219.7 from the 21. Okay. So the original order is still not executed. And after 10 seconds, again we are going to cancel the target order. See, the target order cancelled to 19.7 automatically with algo. This is the original order. It's still not filled. Let's see if it's filled or not. Just for the I'm just changing just for the sake of saving the time. You can change manually from here also, but anyhow, the algo is already changed. Let me change to some other price. I don't know what happened to market today is. Okay. 85, I changed. What man? Okay. 95. There is some network issue. Let me just, okay. Still not filling. Looking super bullish. Okay. I'm just modeling. Okay, now as it is going props, okay, some kite error. Okay, these are common kite errors, you don't have to worry about it. See, yeah, that is already executed. So we have only one SL order. So what happened exactly? Okay, let's go to this order history. So the algo placed initially order at 213.2 with one quantity. After 10 seconds, we change the order to current market price, that is 211.35. Okay, but it was not filled. So after some time, what we did, I just keep changing the order prices to get it filled. That's finally it filled here. So this is how happened with the original order. This is the original order, right? And after placing the original order, what we did, we placed the SL order after 10 seconds. This is the SL order. If you see the history, 1440, 34, we placed the SL order, right? And after some time, we also placed this target order. See, target order placed open after 10 seconds. This is at 14:40:44. We place the target order, but after 10 seconds, the algo cancel the target order. Just for demo purpose, we just cancel the target order. Only one order is pending, that is SL order now. And you have one position here, one position. Okay. So let's see the logs, what happened in the background. These are the logs, right? So here we are going to fetch instrument. When you click the algo start button, going to fetch all the instruments, right? So there are 3126 instrument fetched. This is the count and it's displaying. We are not going to use that today. Just leave it. What here we got the SBN's current market price using get code. Okay, 215.35 price. Going to place order SBN. So long order. What we did from 215.35, we just calculate the 1% below it, and we also converted to the valid price of NSE. That is we got 213.2. This is a long direction. Order placed successfully. We got the order ID. See, 731. This is the original order ID. You can cross check. 60731 at the end. This is nothing but this one, right? See, 6073. This is the order ID you got. That is the original order ID. Now, here, original order ID done. Going to modify order. Okay. After 10 seconds, what we did? We just modify the price without altering the quantity to current market price. Order modified successfully. The same order ID. And after 10 seconds, what we did? Going to place SL order. SL order is 1% from the executed price from 215.35. We got 213.2. This is the SL order, right? Here this SL order is 64137, right? If you see the SL order, sorry, see 64137. This is the order ID we got. Okay, 64137, right? SL order also successful. After 10 seconds, what we did? We placed target order ID. Going to place order for 219.7. Okay, this is the target order ID 5965971. If you see the cancelled one, 652971, right? Now what happened after that? Target ID. Now after the 10 seconds, we just cancel the target ID using algo. Going to cancel this. That is cancelled and everything is done. This is how we implemented the order in a separate. First we started the algo in a separate background thread without blocking the caller who called the API. That is nothing but our browser. So now once you started, right, let the algo keep running. So whatever the operations you do, you have to implement everything on your inside this algo. You can have multiple functions, other modules keep coming. So this is not just it's for demo purpose. You just place order, but this is not going to be like this, right? In real scenario, you get the candles, you get the current market prices, you get the ticker, you keep calculating your signals, right? So you first generate the signals. So and there is some other trade manager running in the background. That trade manager actually keep checking your all the signals and the current market price and fetching the candles data, etc. Once the condition is satisfied to place the order, the trade manager actually calls your strategy again to place order, whether to place the strategy or not. So there are so many things we are going to implement going forward. For testing purpose, we did all these things: how to place the order, modify, is place the SL order, and how to cancel the order. Okay, for today, that's it. This is the thing I covered, right? Just making sure. Did I cover all those things? Yes, I covered all those things. And see, in the next session, we'll see what we'll do. We'll try to implement the ticker through WebSocket. Ticker service is nothing but it's very fast compared to the getcode. Getcode actually calls HTTP API, but in ticker we'll get the prices within milliseconds. We keep the broker will keep pushing the ticks to your algo. Whereas in getcode, you have to call the API, which actually takes 1 second generally. But in case of ticker, it will be done 50 milliseconds, 100 milliseconds. Like it's much faster. So for breakout strategies, if you want to place order after breakout happen, then ticker comes into handy, right? We can't use getcode API in this case for fast execution. So that I'm going to cover in the next session. For now, I'm going to end the session. Thank you very much. So please watch the previous video before watching this. Just reminding you for new viewers who are watching this one. Okay. Thanks a lot. Bye bye. See you.